Okay, it's not a time for long speeches, so I'm not going to keep everybody, but Fred was here and helped appoint Randolph, and I was appointed also at about the same time. And Randolph and I have been partners in crime ever since. And I've watched him as director of the program over here, and I've watched the intelligence, the kindness, the good humour, the understanding that he's brought to that job. And I think the girls who've been through the program here today are very lucky to have had him as director. I'm very lucky to have been one of the people who's taught on the program. Not least of all, I remember a few years ago when he said, by the way, Frank, the Inland Revenue are investigating the payments we make and put things in order. So thank you for that, Randolph. It's a pleasure to be able to say that it's been wonderful to be associated with you as a colleague, but also to grow as a friend. That's been marvellous, and it's also been marvellous to have Judy, lost sight of her, as a friend too. And when the news came round that you were about to retire, there was a spontaneous outburst of generosity in the School of Humanities, which is not a common thing. And they put together, and here's another little envelope, again, don't mention to the Inland Revenue. Thank you for enriching all our lives. Thank you very much indeed.
Any more envelopes?
Not an envelope, but we've got boxes for you. And you can't stop living.
I know where she works.
They're clearly anticipating a second childhood.
Gotta show them.
There's one for each of you.
That's my.
Oh, it matters, but
Who's the boy?
Who's the boy? Someone knows the rules. I look glasses.
Oh boy. Any more bears?
Of course. They put us on a bouncy castle last week.
It's a garden party, not a retirement party, so I'll be brief. I didn't know this was going to happen. I thought it would fall to me to tell you what a swell fellow I was. I was prepared. I had a much longer talk written up, but I'll forego that now under the circumstances. I want to say thank you to some people and explain what's happened to the college. The program is not closing. They're appointing my successor within a few weeks. We've appointed Judy's successor. We think we'll be appointing a successor for Suzanne Parker, and the program will go on. I've been very fortunate. I've had 3 assistants in the course of 31 years. 2 of them are here tonight. Dee Woodcock is here. I'm very glad to see her. And Suzanne, who will probably be leaving this summer. It is the case that I never once in 31 years came into the office thinking, uh-oh, I've got to deal with Suzanne. In fact, it was just the opposite. I came in every day I came in, I thought to myself, good, Dee's in the office, Suzanne's in the office, everything will be all right. And I'm not exaggerating, that's the kind of relationship we have. We will, I'm not good at marking things, I'm not good at spasms of any kind. And so getting a card from Suzanne, and I couldn't do that. In fact, Suzanne, I don't know how she came to know this. I surely didn't tell her. There was an occasion, my wife's birthday, when I didn't buy Judy a card, but I ended up taking her to the card shop to show her the card I would have bought. I bought a card. Suzanne holds that against me. And so I'm going to buy her card.
I haven't bought you a card either.
We're on the same wavelength. We will have a very good meal together, and I look forward to it. But I am very grateful for Suzanne's work these last 12 years. Judy told me it was time to retire. No, I didn't understand. I was being henpecked. It was right. She had noticed that when I'm asked a question or faced with an issue, there's a long pause. Interminable pause. And then comes a long answer. And it seemed to her that I was becoming both absent and garrulous, which is not a good combination for anybody. I thought about it and decided she was right, that I should retire, but that she hadn't understood the symptoms correctly. That the long pause was because when I ask a question, I have to go through that Rolodex in my mind to find out all the connections and all the interlocking, interesting affinities that one finds in one's thoughts. And then, of course, once you've done that, I had to go way back to find where the answer would start, usually around my birth. And I decided I had to retire because, really, I knew too much. I reached that point where I couldn't be depended on to find an answer quickly or to state it quickly. And so I will retire. Rolodex going around, spinning like crazy. We're going to Suffolk because we won't stay in Reading. Stay in England, not stay in Reading, because I think our daughter and our son-in-law and that wonderful child who's speaking to us back there, Penelope, are going to move to South London. We're living in a house we're not using right now. Yes, we are. And we want to be close to them. We want to be close to the library at Cambridge. So it looks like we have Suffolk in our future. I think we'll be very happy there. I said I was thankful to Suzanne. I'm thankful to all the faculty who are here. My job would have been impossible without the contribution you've made to the program over the years. We pay a little money for your services. I've always known it was a little money. I've always known that it wasn't enough to buy loyalty. That if you kept on working with our students and working for the program, it was for several reasons, but money was the least of them. That it was the punch. Or it was the students themselves. I'm very grateful to the faculty. I'm very grateful to the students. You've kept me employed for 31 years in a job I've loved. You've made friends for the college. You've helped me make friends. You've made all these faculty friends. And that's why I stayed doing this job for 31 years. I came expecting to be here from 3 to 5 years. I stayed for 31 because it was a wonderful job. It was a wonderful job because of the faculty I got to work with and the students I got to work with. And I'm very grateful. There's one last person I'm grateful to. In addition to telling me that I should retire, she told me I shouldn't speak about her. And so I'll say just a very few words. They're the happiest words I can hope to say, and that is, she's going with me. I think there's more coffee and cake and other stuff inside. Yes.